and welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton, and we're talking about summer programs for kids. Now my guest is Karen Harden.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Welcome back. You've
Thank
been
you.
here before.
Yep.
You are affiliated with a program that I think is unique. It's not exactly an all-day daycare summer program. Tell us a little bit about it.
It's a summer playgrounds, and it runs from 9 to 2. We have 7 different sites located throughout the city of Hampton. Some of our sites run Monday through Thursday, and some run Monday through Friday. The Monday through Thursday sites are at 2 different schools in Hampton, and
they're closed
on Fridays.
Right.
And we try to refrain from the daycare. It's not daycare. We don't like to say that typically. We refer to it as a summer playgrounds or summer fun, or like Randall talked to you about. So
right, so it's a little bit less maybe for working parents, although depending on their hours it might match up. But it's for kids who don't have anything else to do in the summers. It's a great activity.
And that's our goal, is to keep kids out of trouble, off the streets. You want them with you. And if you have the right staff people, those kids want to keep returning to you all 9 weeks. So. And
it's great that it's in the neighborhood. So if kids are home alone, they can go on their own in the morning and go home. They're not at home all day, for a latchkey kid. So tell us what your sites are, Karen. I'm sorry, I jumped way into this.
No, that's okay. The 2 school sites are Tarrant and Tucker Caps. And then we have Old Hampton Community Center, Y.H. Thomas Learning Center, Newtown Learning Center, Six House Church, North Phoebus Community Center.
So really very spread out and in neighborhoods where you might have kids who don't have anything else to do in the summer.
Right. And there is a registration fee, so the parents initially have to make that first step to come to you, find out about the program and make that payment and do the application process, so that we have all the safety information on site.
So you've got all that, but it is also much less costly than the city's full day program, which runs, from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Because of the shorter hours. What is your weekly fee?
It's $15 a week and a one-time non-refundable $20 registration fee. That's per child. We don't have any discount for a second child or third child.
Well, $15 a week though. I mean, I know there are parents would have to scrape to get that together, but it is so affordable to have daily activities or 4 days a week activities.
And we also do field trips, which is good. This year we're going to do swimming 4 times. We have a bowling trip and a skating trip, which is an additional cost to the parent, but it's a minimal fee. It's like $3 for each trip. And then also we're going to go over to the Air Power Park, and my docent is going to give them the rundown on flight and aviation. So that's a really good field trip too. And it's within the city of Hampton, so you're promoting one.
That's really a lot to pack in to a short day from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
And then we have Enrichment too, which comes to the site, like let's learn guitar or something like that. It's whatever creativity that the leader that I hire wants to bring into the program. And we can do guest speakers come in, we have firemen come in, and it's a really good thing for the kids, because some of these kids that come to us, what you're trying to do is provide a first-hand experience for them that they might not have had otherwise. And that's what the summer is all about.
And you serve a really wide age range.
Yes, I service kids 6 through 17, and the child has to have gone through kindergarten, be 6 and gone through kindergarten.
But for the preteens and the teenagers, it is something to do during the day. They don't really need a babysitter, they don't need a daycare, but you don't want to leave them home alone all day either, playing video games.
And like I said, the leaders that have been with me for several years, so they know that they got to provide activities that are age appropriate, and that's what we try to teach them as we hire them anyway, age appropriate. And sometimes we split the kids into age groups. It depends on who registers, how many register, because you don't want one 6-year-old with a 17-year-old. That just doesn't work, and it's not age appropriate.
Right.
So you try to kind of feel your way through it at the beginning to see who and how many have registered for the program.
And this is going to be then a mix of activities. All these places have indoor air conditioned, stuff you can do inside, but also parks and fields and outdoor time.
Yep, it's indoor-outdoor activities. Playgrounds was originally established here as an outdoor program, and that's it. We've evolved to indoors because we do arts and craft activities, and rainy days, you still can have the playground if you're allowed to be inside a building.
Right.
So we do indoor-outdoor activities, team building, arts and crafts. There's a wide range of activities that you can bring into the program.
And at most of your locations, you have lunch.
Correct. We are serviced by USDA, which your child receives a free hot lunch provided by Hampton City Schools. The only exception is Tucker Caps. They don't meet the criteria to have the USDA lunches. So
it's a neighborhood income level criteria.
Children have to bring lunches every day there.
Okay. But everywhere else, your $15 a week includes lunch. I mean, that's a pretty darn good deal. You
lunch,
can't...
activities, and lots of love.
Right. Yeah. That's like all free.
Yeah.
The $15 a week would cover the lunch, basically,
right.
And then everything else is included. Now, you mentioned love. These are some of the lower income neighborhoods, the places where people don't maybe have as much resource. How do you get across that love, that relationship building, mentoring with kids?
And that's what it's all about. Well, first of all, we take children that are out of state too, that might be here visiting. So
maybe they're here with grandparents or relatives
or
for
mom
the summer.
Or dad, right? But the love part, that's all kids want, is a little bit of attention. And so when you hire people, you pretty much can feel somebody out and know if they're the nurturing type. You don't want to see any child sitting over against the wall, not participating in a group activity. So what we do is try to redirect them and make sure that they're having just as much fun as everybody else. And we try to not only build a relationship between the adult and the child that's registered in the program, but try to strengthen and foster some relationships between the kids that necessarily aren't all neighborhood kids.
And well, that's one thing you said. You try to hire some of your staff to be those young adults. And there's two reasons for that. You want to tell me?
Well, a lot of times it's their first job. And again, it's a good relationship thing to try to help them along with the hiring process for their future.
It's a great experience.
And a lot of times if they're applying for your position, they have some kind of interest in children. So you try to strengthen and foster that as well.
So it's a good first job, but also it's it probably helps the kids so that everybody isn't necessarily your age and my age, but there's younger people who they can maybe see themselves being a little more
and a role model. I mean, that's a good thing for, hey, that was me a couple years ago. I need to tighten up. That type of thing.
Yeah, and they can probably sometimes talk to the kids in a way that
they can identify very well. Yeah.
Well, this is great. Now, do people have to register for the whole summer?
No, they can register for whatever week. If you're going on vacation for 1 week, you can just let the leader know, and then you're going to be returning. You just don't pay for that week. But what's important with my program, and I think Randall stressed it as well, if you come 1 day or 5 days, you're still paying the $15. There's no
you pay the
prorated.
Right.
Yeah.
But you did a special thing this year for parents who, maybe had a hard time coming up with that money each week, where there was you lumped everything in and got a little bit of a discount in.
To try to make it easier on parents this year, we started our registration process on April 4th. And we did offer a $120 upfront fee, which covers your registration for the 5 week, or the registration fee, and then the 9 weeks. That's basically a $35 savings. They're getting 1 week free and registration free. We did that and we did it early to try to get that tax money if they, to try to help the parent, because it is, like you said, $15 a week is still a lot of money for some families.
Yeah. And if you have 2 kids,
if you offer
harder.
Different options and it's more appealing to the families, then they're going to enroll their kids.
So you still take registration throughout the summer.
Correct.
You have locations in almost every neighborhood or pretty darn close. Do a lot of your kids walk to the park, or do their parents usually able to provide transportation?
It's a healthy mix. It depends on which site we're at. Over at Tucker Caps, we have a lot of children that walk because of the community over there. But the community centers, like YH Thomas, we'd have a community out there. It's probably a 50-50 balance.
You have a real mix. The Old Hampton one, there's probably some people in that neighborhood also.
Yep.
Well, that's great. I look forward to hearing more about your programs, and I just think that one is a really affordable way to give kids an activity in the summer. Maybe they can't afford the full programs with the trips to Busch Gardens, but they can still do activities that are healthy, that are teamwork, that get kids out during the day.
Yeah, and I think it's important that the parents understand that there are different fees for the summer playgrounds.
Right.
There's different times, there's different locations. You know, what Hampton is trying to do is service everybody, make it a well-rounded program by offering the variance in the time, the prices, and whatnot. So, you know, we do think about the citizens. We do think about the parents.
It is a good range. And then there's other partner programs in the city too that are, you know, higher end. Maybe Air and Space Center runs some great day camp programs, but they're going to be more pricey. They're going to be more educational. They, you know, involve a whole bunch of different things. The YMCA has a program that has some partnerships with the city, and you know, there's different options for kids for the summer.
Absolutely.
Other than
so there's no reason that kids can't have a good summer.
Yeah.
If you live in Hampton.
Yeah, even if you can scrape together the money for 2 weeks, you know, it's like sending your kid off to camp. You get a little break, the kid gets a break and meets other people and has a good time. Well, thank you. Thanks for sharing this information with us today, Karen. And thank you for watching this episode of Round Robin. I hope you'll come back.